Hello, and welcome to ProjectWise Field Data Management Cloud Service demo. In this demo, we're going to try to import a template into our newly created connected project. Also try to associate that form to a ProjectWise design integration content, and also try to do a couple things in the forms register, like assigning the form to a user or just creating a PDF report. So let's start looking into how it looks like in real life. The first thing what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect to connectbentley.com portal and gonna select my newly created connected project. Once I'm in my connected project, I'm seeing new field data management service style. When I'm gonna click on that, I'm gonna be brought into the forms register, which in this case is going to be empty because we don't have any form definitions created, which means that there is no any forms for users to create from a field. So the forms register is completely empty right now, and we need to start by creating a new form definition. So let's go into this cog icon here, and we're gonna click on Design Forms. So when my Forms Manager loads up, I can choose and do a couple things. What I want is either I want to import one of my templates, or I can search for a project and grab a form from there, or I can actually create a brand new form. So I'm gonna choose templates, and I'm gonna import one of my templates. I'm gonna say safety checklist, and I'm gonna import that. When I have my safety checklist form definition imported, we're gonna see it in draft status. We already learned about the statuses, and draft means that it's not exposed to my end users having the mobile device and the ProjectWise applications, but it's completely editable right now. So if I click on a pencil icon, I'm gonna go into the web form designer to tune this form a little bit. But if I open this drop down and if I select approved, it means that this form will immediately get exposed to my end users, and I won't be able to edit anymore until I change status back to draft. Archive this for those reasons when you do not want to use that form anymore, but you also do not want to delete that form definition. So I'm gonna leave it in draft, and I'm gonna open my forms designer. So I have my Forms Designer open, and I have my safety checklist template form open here, and it's ready for my changes. I can do whatever I want here. For instance, I don't need these questions. I can delete that, or I can change the, for instance, form title. But one thing what I can do here really quickly is just to add a company logo on top of a form. So I add my image control, I make it a little bit wider, I select it, and I can choose Bentley Systems icon here to show that on top of my form. I can use my preview feature to look how it looks like on mobile device and on a portrait or landscape orientation, and also to see how it looks like on a small tablet, which would be like 7 inches iPad, or a large tablet, which is like 10 inches tablet. So it looks good. I'm good with my changes, and I'm gonna save that form and go back to approve it. I'm gonna approve it, and I'm gonna fire up my iPad and open ProjectWise app to consume that form. So I have my mobile device ready, and I'm gonna open ProjectWise Edge application. And here I'm connected to the same connected project where I just created my form and tuned it a little bit. So to access forms, we're gonna click on this forms orb right here. And here we can choose what we can do. We can either review uh, the forms that are either created and not pushed to the cloud space, the local forms, or the forms that are in a project space. Or we can choose to fill out a form. So we know that we don't have any forms available in this project, so we need to fill out a couple forms. So let's hit on fill out a form. Here we have a category. The first thing what we need to do is choose the category and then define the form within that category. So the only category here is safety. We're going to hit on safety and we see the safety checklist form. So we're going to open that safety checklist form and we have our form opened. We have our landscape orientation right now. We're going to change it to portrait and we're going to see how that looks like. It looks really good. So we can fill out a couple fields here. We can say location, date observed, gonna be today. Observer, I can put myself, and I can open and fill out all those questions here and just perform a safety checklist operation. You can also put some comments here. All looks good. See photos. So talking about the photos, what we can do, we can say file upload. So if I choose the file upload, I can now add the attachments. If I hit on the plus sign, and I can choose to use the photo gallery, take photo or take video. So I'm gonna do and take photo, and I'm gonna say okay, I want to use it, and I'm gonna use my camera just to take the photo. I'm using that photo, and it's added as an attachment here. So I can delete it if I don't like it, or I can add actually uh, multiple pictures and use those here. And that's pretty much it what I want to do with that form. I say done, and I see I have two files to upload, and I can say put my form in a status, for instance, in review. And I'm gonna say done for that form, and my form is brought back to the original screen, where I can see that under review forms I have one unseen form, and if I hit on that, I'm gonna see my form here ready in review status, and I can either open it and review it again, or I can just cancel it and go back to do anything else with that. So we thought that it would be good to assign that form, associate that form to the ProjectWise design integration content. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna select that form, and we're gonna click on that repository icon right here to associate that with my ProjectWise repository. What I have done before this demo, I have configured my application that it can connect to ProjectWise repository. As you know, you need web services gateway in order to do that. So I have done that, and if I hit on the repository icon, I'm given the all the repositories that are available for me. So I have my ProjectWise design integration data source, and I'm gonna hit on that, and I see all my folder structure in that data source. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm going to hit that project. I see the folders within that project, and I know that my engineering content that I want to associate my form to is in the CAD folder. So I'm opening my CAD folder and I see all that design files, iModels, PDF. So I want to choose that DGN file on top here, and I'm gonna associate that with this design file. I'm gonna change the port or orientation. And as you can see here, here we have a column association, and it gives me the ProjectWise URL uh, next to the form, and it means that this form and this particular document has an association. So I'm going to select that form again. I'm going to select that form again, and I'm going to click that arrow showing up to push that content to the project space in the cloud. So I have my data now pushed in the cloud. As you can see, my screen changed a little bit. I don't have this middle section which showed me the forms, my local forms. So now I don't have any uh, draft forms or cached forms, and I have the online forms as you can see it here. So that's pretty much it, and I have done my exercise on the mobile device, and now my form is pushed in a project. And now we can switch back to my uh, web portion of the device and see what we can find here. And here we can go and refresh that forms register. And we see that our safety checklist is with the association to ProjectWise document is uploaded in my central place forms register. And I can open this form here. I can I can actually see my metadata, and I can change it if I want it. Also, I can review the attachments. So I can see my attachments here, but most importantly, what I can do, I can open Audit Trail. And Audit Trail contains all the information, when the form was created and who created that form, um, how the status has been changed and who assigned this form to who, and if this form is open or not. So if I change any metadata here, so for instance, boot supplied, and I answered the question as yes. So if I change it to no, and the form is saved automatically, I'm gonna open the audit trail, and it changes that um, for that value boot supplied, all value was yes, and now it's the new value is no, and that the user who changed that was this user. So I can now close this form. So when I have my forms register, and if especially it's beneficial when there are multiple forms here, but I can now select that form and assign that form to a user by choosing that assign selected form to a user. And I can assign that form to Bill McNamara, and I say update form. And as you can see, the assigned to has changed to Bill, and the audit trail data also reflects that. Also, what we can do in the forms register is to change the view here. So for instance, there are too many columns that I don't need to have that. So what I can do here, I can go into this icon and change configure grid columns. And what I can do here, I can remove the columns that I don't want here. So for instance, I don't need the created by, last modified by. I only need to have the name of a form, the assignee of that form, status, and ProjectWise link. That's all I need. I'm saving that, and it changes immediately. Also, I can select that form and export selected form to PDF. What we do, we actually give you the information that we gonna run the PDF rendition in the background, and we're gonna send you the uh, email notification that the PDF report is done, and you can find it in your personal share. We're doing that simply because the PDF generation can take a lot of time, especially if you're doing um, if especially if you're doing really multiple forms renditions, and so instead of waiting for the generation to complete on screen, we just let you to continue your work, and we just give you notification when your form is ready. I just got email notification, and I'm gonna open my personal share and I'll show you how that looks like. So that's how the email notification looks like, and it says that PDF generation, and it gives you the link to the personal share with the document name. And let's see how that looks like. So here's my personal share, and here is my safety checklist form with the date, and I can open that. And here's my form. Once it's a single form, it does not contain the table of content, but it just dumps all the attachments and the actual form layout with the metadata into the PDF, so you can reuse it in the email uh, or um, whatever you want to do with that form. So that's pretty much it. It concludes my demo. Thanks a lot for your attention. If you have any questions, please engage with us on the Facebook or B communities, and we'll be happy to get back to you and help you.